Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this video and comments on this channel don't necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the channel and the broadcaster, but those of the viewers. If you have a complaint or find our content is being used wrongly, please contact the broadcaster.
Alrighty, almighty. Welcome to it. This is the chat zibit. It is what it is. It is who we are. Today, we decided to shop around as we always and normally do. We go Uhuru Family Restaurant, as you can see behind me here. So now, as we welcome spring, we decided, you know what? Let's just have this with a fresh start. We have a fresh look now. And everything now we come with a different look, with a different feel, and definitely with different content. Now, I have my team already in there. They're working. As I normally say. So welcome Bafetu. Let's just go inside and see what we have in store. What's up?
Chegaram por me espalhar na avenida. Quando o carnaval chegar, eu vou me espalhar na avenida. Quando o carnaval chegar, eu vou me espalhar na avenida. Quando o carnaval chegar, eu vou me espalhar na avenida.
Alright, almighty, as you know, Bafetu, this is the interior of Uhuru brand, Uhuru Restaurant. So welcome to it. I am still your host and your faithfully assigned presenter. Kaharandao gere dumelang kaofela, dumelang lona kankana ho screen. Ha ke tsamaye ke le mo mfandage, ke na le mahotman a mabedi a ditseng plaka. I bone ke msebetsi mmoho le nna. And then who's going to introduce themselves? Both of them are going to introduce themselves, and then by so saying, let me just pass it over through.
Sanibonani kunjani bafethu igama uSimo Sihle SABC4, and it's a privilege to have Mr. Modisana with us today, and it's my very first time today, so I'll let him introduce himself.
Nagalebito ke Modisana wa Galesai. I'm the founder and creator of Brand Uhuru.
All right, welcome. Welcome, welcome to it. Ke nahana hona jalo re relaxitse re shapo re tla no jolo ke ya pele. So now, right now as we speak, you don't feel relax. I need to feel at home, and I hope you allow me that. So before we get a conversation in your and then how go the nature of our episode today, we will be talking principles. We will be talking perspective, and then we will be talking purpose. Yes, so I the principles and whatnot. I'm just gonna say, you're gonna tell us and then maybe give us more insight about who Modisana is. Sure.
Cool. Yes. It's always a weird question because reason why I find it difficult personally to describe what but then I'll give it a try. Born and bred Sharpeville, second born in a family of 4 siblings. The black sheep of the family, as they say, literally like the black sheep of the family. Right. You know, nice upbringing, I guess, in pieces. Grew up with around a very creative household. Is that right. You know, but in 2080s, so growing up in the late 80s to the 90s, obviously we're still under apartheid and all of that, and there was still taboo. So, but my parents were already hippies, like. But we were not aware because obviously our kind of situation is you know. It's only later on in life I'm like, damn, you know, but trouble
they were happening.
Yeah, but born and bred Sharpeville Valley, don't see like any other typical guy wakas. Strata, Zolo, all of that, you know, growing up. But obviously that later on materialized in who I am today. And obviously who I was then, not that I changed, but who I was then as I was finding my way and purpose led to who I am today. You know, very family orientated, still reside in the Val, Kilabina Place, by choice, proud.
They always call us that.
Life, there's no place like home.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, I'm an easygoing guy. I like to say this all the time. I spend a lot of time, you know, even growing up. You know, I had friends. I didn't have issues socializing. But I always found a lot of solitude or purpose. You know, and totally know as a family person that I am. I have a big family, but I still somehow manage to spend time with Liwan. I don't know how. But I'm usually always alone. I'm a creative, and I think I can proudly say that now. Or I am a creative because it's a journey. I stumbled upon that thing, you know, as journey life. I'm actually creative. But you know. But yeah, I mean, to describe myself, I actually have a term that I use. I'm an ambivert. It's a brand, but I'm an ambivert. I'm someone who balances being very social, but also is antisocial. You know, it's kind of an introvert. So I think that's the best word to describe myself. But way flavor, very creative. I get a very creative. I'm always thinking up of stuff, and then get created, so I can say that, you know, without a swab. But yeah, man, I'm a lot of things, man. Like, I don't think we have enough time to break it down, because I'm also discovering as, you know, every day. Like every day I do, this, I can do this is what I like. You know, so I keep working like not ceiling, you know, I just I'm an endless being.
You just blossom however it comes.
Thank you, sir.
So, I'm feeling about this part of the black sheep of the family. Is it out? Because you said literally, I'm like
honestly, bruh.
Is it because of his dark skin? Since I know home line.
Being dark skin is taboo, guys. You must remember only. I don't know. There were literally songs dedicated to bring you down as a dark-skinned person, like yeah, obvious. But also that developed the hard exterior outside. Because growing up, I knew I was a softie. But that was just a way to build a wall around myself, keep protective, because of but what I'm the chances to bully you, because I mean Sky growing up Zambia, like what the hell? Wait, again. So because I come from a fairly light skinned family, literally so I stood out. I can't say in the wrong way, but that's how I stood out.
Your own sense.
Yellow blue.
So, give us a little more about this game. Life in how the experience and whatnot. How up until here.
Okay, school-wise, my parents did well. Or even then, I started off my schooling career, Milton Primary School, Riverside later on. So since and both those schools actually played a big role in the things that I started doing now later on as a creative, you know, because I mean, I got a background in the shop, or like the environment was good, so it helped you as a young person develop easier. Like things were not hard, you know. You know, that actually helps, you know, plants and whatever.
Yeah.
They help stimulate, you know, something. So obviously grew up in those schools. From there on, I actually wanted to pursue politics. I remember I wanted to do political science. But that never materialized, and I ended up not even going further than matric. And then I was like, you know what? I'm still the black sheep of the family. I give you the opportunity, right? So I ended up being like, I'm 19. A lot of opportunities are given to my siblings. I have to find my way out. And then I feel like job, whatever. So I ended up not going to university, although the potential was there. But I don't regret, because my life would have turned out different. Now I'm a politician.
Oh, is the president? I'm trying to get to that part of
So guys, but yeah.
A potential president coming out of gas.
Actually, can I tell you the story? When it comes to politics, I actually loved politics to a point that obviously I wanted to study them. But then I remember at the time, like around Zone 10, and someone advised me, you want to study politics, how about those ANC, Youth League, whatever. It's like, yeah, why not? And then Becky had attended a few meetings, and then, hi, man. Corruption and I So because I'm a very principled person, I was like, I cannot be a part of this. Like sharp. Instead of fighting or joining hands, because you know it's easy with politics. You have to live into one for you to succeed.
Exactly.
But you know, you must turn a blind eye with whatever's being done. I was like, nah, sharp.
I've been meaning to ask though, since apart from the schools that you went to, but do you think growing up in the Val has helped you improve in your craft like a lot? Or maybe do you think if maybe you grew up at a different place, you would have ventured for something different, or you were still an artist through and through?
To be honest, like I've got this thing I always had, I'm capable of something. I didn't know what. And whatever it is I made, actually did well in it. Get the ball. Did very well. I mean, like let's try I mean, like can I go on, like can I get it in your arm tattoo for line, like it's a ball. Until like I can do it, Lenore kids even Kilaimaka, because Kyoto equal laolo like growing up, like let's start for a short period. And then Papa went to solo strategy, also the last sticks, man, get about almost. Like you just one told. So I grew up, yeah, man. Yeah.
So now in school, were you also like doing all these drawings, cooking, and all that? Just the guys.
It's already there, my G. But I was smart.
Right.
Yeah, I compensated by being smart, natural.
Yeah.
But I was leader. It's a corruption, yo. Then high school year.
Was there like a gang, maybe in a pushers?
Of course, what's a rival game, the cheese born out and guys. But you know, growing up, naturally, you just better. How I did the cheese boys, like your cheese boy, because they have everything, right? Hey, we're not about dressing, kitchen, yamakolo, yeah, I'm on the which is by no means, but you must remember when you're 14, you see things different. Obviously you are more exposed with different types of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I wasn't any part of any creative movement. I did athletics, played soccer though. And it was to like compensate that classing. I just did well. Hey, Marakiba. I can like I ball or something. Mara, I did the exam, last day and pass. So, which looking back, I feel it's a good thing because I ended up following the creative side of things. But obviously, if I had a good structure then, academically, because I was already getting body C, body B.
Oh yeah.
Dedicated. You know. Yeah. So, but yeah. No regrets. But I wasn't part of any creative society. I remember back then, Loretta, the standard grade and higher grade. So when you go to grade standard 8, you have to drop a few subjects, right? And choose like street is already I wanted to take art. The art teacher didn't want me at class and just I on a potential out to be art like him for Hey, I was like, I think I'm good at art. The problem is that I wasn't dedicated to classing. Like, let's do it. Until I get but I knew I wanted to do art. But I don't know. But end up by my sister was actually the artist, so they never saw me doing art. You know, my mom then, because my parents had split up. So I went not to me get an artist and when bang first out the math and science, you know, and
because usually you start being an artist or maybe discovering yourself when you're maybe just about exiting primary, going to high school.
Exactly.
And so now you were not even into that, which is
no, I wasn't.
So now, when did you discover that you know what, I'm actually good at painting, and maybe I can later on open up a restaurant or something like that?
32 years.
Wow.
Yeah, after having lived a life here, because I actually married very young. I was 26 when I got married. But officially, I'm now 19. Because when I met my current wife, like honestly, and that was it. That was our promise to each other. Like, you get on to take off that I was in back then. Focused on Umzala, and you know, here we are 19 years together. Actually this month, next week, next week is our 19th anniversary. So yeah, shout out. I know that's one thing I say proudly.
Now let's talk about this family orientation. How's that coming up for you? Like, how do you enjoy being a family man? How is it treating you?
Yo, that's literally the one thing, like petrol towards life, like family, family. Although I get much into details, but I'm from a broken family. So I say one like probably I was like 10 years or something. Okay. You know, so into like late child, chance. Hence, it goes back to 19. I'm just gonna have my own family and just do it different, you know. Giving most experience in next you know, so that's one thing in pushang, like literally every decision, every thought, everything that I do gets a family. I think even when you guys came through here earlier on until the setup,
definitely
I'm with my son, you know. Whereas I'm two kids, like I'm always with my kids more than I'm with Miabo. Like I'm literally always with my kids. So family is important. I mean, I don't know what I'll be doing, but yeah, like I feel that's the one thing I enjoy doing, you know, being a parent, being a husband,
being a family man.
Being a family man. More than anything,
big ups on that. So now how can touch base on the business side of things now. There's the establishment of Uhuru now as we see it. How did that inception come about? And when, perhaps?
Wow.
Yes.
It's journey, you know. It's a journey. It's that self-discovery and take work on a really not take it all. Because brand new, I have felt I'm Wellington, no. Probably next day I'll be venturing into something within the brand like you know. But it's a journey that culminated eventually to hang on, restaurant, but I can't explain it in full because it you know. So but let me attempt, you know. And it goes back to happen to touch out on our parents were creative, this, that. So they learned behavior through before family. It's right? And then later on, right? Yes. Your own RDP, because me and my wife bought what is now Uhuru Family Restaurant, this RDP 2013, yes. We moved in together. I was like, I was like, I cannot do like big room.
Never.
Never.
Ke khot man la hlahli.
Ke batla ntlo. And I can't go ntaka ke dula zone 10 kwana. What cheese wa tsa garage ba tlo tsama ba shebile big glass. I'm like nah. Na ya tsama. Hey, ke vibe. So we got a house and I wasn't into renting as well. I was like I want my own space cause and I feel I didn't know it then but I feel okay sometimes we have higher beings that are directing or residing. So me getting that house back then, Glimyan, was actually the catalyst that I explore more as a person. Because literally you have this house, you have to start from scratch. So when you start from scratch, now you have basically a plain canvas. Now, so that's when I started discovering, hang on, because the decoration I was like, I'm not gonna tile back then it's a white obvious you know I'm like nah you know and I wasn't much exposed on the internet. Now there's Pinterest, there's all these things whereby you can look. Back then I wasn't really much of an internet person but my folks were creative. They were already decorating the house back then. So that's what I lean back on. Hang on, if you and then and then that's when I started. During that time, that's when I started also having social media. And then because been a family man since my mid-20s. So lao peeling or anything. Wow, what once I plating the comment, hey, yo, your food looks nice, whatever. I was like, oh, serious. Oh. So I like I was like, yeah, man, yo, because I always like to experiment. So like mix it in. I don't like doing traditional stuff. Like I had to so like since no problem.
Because I wanted to ask who are the people that are involved in this establishment? Is it you and your wife, only the other people as well?
Well, over the years we've brought in other people, but I can't say brought in or they direct anything. Essentially, the space. You know, Froyaka wasn't much into the creative stuff. All I said to pay standard. Whatever the way I would do to push the boundary. You are not I want to water 7 colors. We do this is like no. When I try something,
Asparagus.
Hey,
you know,
and let's all. You know, let's just do it different. And then how do you feel like what's again to be honest, coming over and starting your life as an independent young adult back then catapulted me to what I do right now because you have your own space. It's not like regular moto isn't like there was nothing. Like you have to so when you start doing that, I actually love plants, you know. It's a Canada, like, and I do fun too, man, because plants, like, something from a seed. Or if you live like father says like when I say like you literally you have to nurture it. Yeah, you nurture it. So you would also because now if you have a garden, you have to water your plants. So that's where lifestyle is a change. So you start developing a lifestyle while also establish like also you know the way we because when we moved we had our first born
yes.
You know, you want to do it different, you know. So later you start discovering, actually I'm a cool dad, you know. And it's a journey. Like it's never been, oh, today I'm a creative, what I want to do. It's just realizing it over time. As you, Modisana went to saw, you know.
And then you just keep on checking the
consistently during that time. What I always was, career-wise, was a retailer. Spanner retail. Kadila as a casual, worked up manager, worked in different brands, you know, across Val and Joe's. But that was the constant, you know. So even then, like he described, I'm a retail manager. Nothing to do with the creative arts or anything, you know. And then 32 year feet, you're over 30 now, like 32, you want to start exploring new things. I also promote you Spanish. Now also what now you know, the intention wasn't to create a restaurant. It was just to create a soft space you know, for family you know, because I never wanted to move to town. Then I also yeah, but again that thing you want to do it different. And social media again, you also post the progress. People encourage you, and you're like, hang on. There's a lot of people, but with someone, you're on the right path. You're sharp, hey man. How about monetizing because by then I already started experimenting with food. Prepare for Sunday, because my like scheduling was Sundays. I am a retailer, so most times Saturday get or whatever. I make it late, so I can't cook. And I don't like to cook with minced meat. You want to so long, but let me get paid. I tell music, get paid. I lay
fall in love with what you're doing.
Want all ingredients, you know. So honestly, the feedback I got from posting stuff that I was doing for Nagatuni family, then that encouragement also a poster like really pushed me to like, hang on, maybe Vela, I am creative, you know, how about cook explore into it? And then now everything started happening quick, you know, music, okay, now I have this idea, I want to create a private restaurant. Look about private, but about 10 because obviously I live here as well, I don't want traffic here by.
Yeah, can cloud your space and whatnot.
Of course. So and it started, and I'll confess, I remember and you have to be like, how do you get people to come to your space? But social media was dumb, man. I set up and I get a couple whatever, shoot and then I was like, yo, thank you, Bonganele Mama, for it. Like literally, that was the first official post business wise, which was fake as hell, you know. But you know,
fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. That was like, and then people went wow about that. Presentation was and like, and literally after that I got business because 2 weeks later I guess like pela mama meti and I say and I was like, nah, like a furniture because I had pellet furniture and whatnot. And I just want them to give me the job, right? So I can take more pictures because by then I had formulated in my head how to shoot that in or poster, people see them, they want more of it. So that was the formula. It's like all out the brag, but it's music, get everything, and that from there on, I guess I give
hypnosis.
It starts coming, you know, and because now you have to also balance you mustn't be found out or you actually not a chef. To experiment, so you have to start learning to cook now. Like in 20 let me to pay, and then I did that, but naturally because I managed to execute them the first attempt. Just and then I was a self-taught chef. Restaurant what you see at the back, nothing. So we'd host bar to capelle the baby shower and then from there on I guess who was born, you know,
So in the conception that thing here, did you maybe consider, you know what, since I see the potential within this craft or this thing that I'm doing, how about I register it as a business? Did you register it as a business?
Eventually I did. I think someone was also giving me advice at the time. There's this thing, I'll go back, I'm not a religious person. I'm more a spiritual person, and sometimes things happen just at the understanding, right? So around 2017, 16 actually, to 17, a lot of people and I'm not really I socialized when I was way younger, like now 90. So from there on I just got my shit together. I was like, but I wasn't really much into and whatnot, you know. So it was very difficult for Nike scheme anyone because I'm a closed book. Like I'm not so but if around then I think I was more relaxed. Then and then you know you start having new people in your life. And how about that? I'm about one about like almost a similar message. That was what I'm not all creative. I'm not paying. I'm sharp, and it was weird then because you're not used to getting compliments. You know, limo, yeah, like you're not used to getting compliments from I know I'm good as a retailer, not as a creative or a chef or whatever. But then these people came. And then I started hanging out with Lebo and then through that they started encouraging me and said, how about wait so? That's the part that I didn't add. Before I get that attempt to pay hard, like expend more. There was already during that period, there was also new people coming in. So I'm gonna pay more, you know, because they literally tasting my food. Now it's not my family only tasting the food, but it's other people and they're just going crazy about it. So
the feedback is just wow.
And so obvious I say you start pushing and you start realizing that sometimes people are brought into your life at a certain period but several purpose. And their purpose, some of them actually, one is still actually my friend even now, and we venture into creative sides or sides of the business really too. Some other projects that I'm involved in, but now you start being more calm and start realizing, okay, because back then I didn't have an eye to give us daily things that actually come in to change your life, you know. Yeah, I wasn't really conscious of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
As much as I spend time alone, but lengang can to give one making get face value. Can see there's actually deeper meaning. Moto this for a purpose. So pushes in the right direction, and then and then yeah, man, and then here I am today, you know. But I was literally made. Hence, it's a journey. It's very difficult to describe or how it came about. But it's just a whole community effort of people saying the right things to you that catapulted me. And until then, I actually have skills, Vela. You know, I won't obviously dispel my skills were nothing, but it's mostly the people, being around the right people. It's about encourage more, and you start being like, hang on, like, what you can do, or let's go. Like literally, there were times suddenly a bit established. Like in Turkey, people were just social media was just like share, woo, Diego, share, nah, like yo, anxiety and stuff. I'll be like, I'm like, you pay so much, but to pass from that, now, I'm like, I'm cities of Roya, but 12, but I
Khatman, before we talk about Uhuru TV and the Ambivert and the events, I want us to talk about the food that you prepare, like the kind of food that you cook. And I want you to tell me like who's behind the pot.
Oh, okay. Initially, when the restaurant started, because obviously I'm the one who created it and the menus and everything, I was the main chef. You know, I would cook, and then my wife would assist me. Right. But obviously over time that's not sustainable, you know. As the brand grows, I need to be more out there marketing, you know, talking the brand, you know, putting it more on the map. So I couldn't be behind the pot and do that. So eventually she came on board. Like I mentioned earlier on in our conversation, she's the traditional 7 colors originally, but she ended up, you know, learning. And, you know, that's one thing I love about my wife, because I mean, I'm sorry to be like chini, you know, like okay, wait, eventually kind of accept okay, I'm not going to pay off it and but so let's explore my cooking side, and then whatever I taught myself, if it is and I pull out for I to you from a man, you know, and then yeah, man, like no can shopper. More pay of course. If you've ever tasted our food, what's sharp? It's literally the person behind the pot, and obviously only people who assist her, you know.
So would you say you are now on par in terms of cooking?
No, I've lagged now. I've ventured into other stuff. You know, happen now I'm an impulsive person. Not sure I'm good at something. Once gets all on, because I like exploring and doing other stuff. So I get good at that now. But obviously it's like driving. Even if you got 10 years you'll still be taller.
Even riding a bicycle, you can never forget how
exactly. But yeah, actually I'm pizza, you know, I'm not anymore, I'll be honest. It's really total.
No, Yago's put them down. So now can we like get into Uhuru TV?
Wow.
Yeah. Just tell us about the content that Uhuru TV covers, because now I've seen some videos online. You guys cover good content, but for those that we haven't seen anything, what can you tell us about Uhuru TV?
I'm trying to think. Can I caption that thinking? But the bio is literally what we went out and did. But to break it down, it was literally find alternative creative content and put it out there to the world. And not even trying because not a lot, but some creatives I've seen in the past, but it's not happening now. Bar Festival, they're always thinking about, I need to create content that's more for Val. For me, that wasn't the case. I just wanted, because I have influences that earlier on in my life, in my early 20s, a bit. So obviously I got influenced a bit through my journey. You know, lifestyle, music, everything. So for now creating the app was like, I wanted Lena Iriche Konate because I know people that side will appreciate the content. So now creating Uhuru TV was more of alternative, those people that are not seen, the underdog, you know, but underground, because if you check in the South African music scene or whatever, everything is just commercialized, you know. But popular, so now my angle was like the real talent, the real people. And we're not gonna go for underground and compromise production. Let's high quality 4K, everything proper, got to underground, you know. And we did well. Like we honestly did well the time Uhuru TV le push out, you know, because eventually I think the last time I checked we had downloads in about 12-13 countries, you know, so we had done well. Nice. On a zero budget. There was no budget from it. Literally later from money that we made in the restaurant, my own salary, like there was no budget for it, but we pushed, you know, and the biggest winner out of it, honestly, was the artists themselves. Because you know, there's one or two people that collaborated, artists like Urkante, there's people like literally their first interview as an artist through our platform. So obviously a piece of that person, the people who benefited was originally like within what we wanted to achieve, like the underground people, the artists, to be more seen. And also doing it at the time, we also showed people that it's possible. Because I mean, but when I learned Netflix, YouTube, you can't compete. We were like, nah, fuck that. We gonna create it. We're gonna compete with those people, you know, even if it's not links, you know. But we have something actually. We have the talent. That's what we had. We had the talent, authenticity. Yeah.
Well, let's quickly talk about the Ambivert.
Yeah. Well, Ambivert is part of our brand. It's the retail side of our brand, whereby what I'm wearing now, it's fashion, you know, high fashion, you know, high street fashion, and plants, and you know, the total lifestyle generally that create a lifestyle, all the things that you like, right? Even furniture. So yeah, man, that's what Ambivert does. There's a lot to.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah, but we don't have time for that. But yeah, man, that's Ambivert.
Yeah. So to speak here, by so saying, but so you had, but hey, next time, let us love and leave you. For now, just remember follow the address, subscribe. We ask, man, we just pushing, man, push our passion. So until we meet next time, and I hope next time there's still be more to dish up on.
There'll always be a lot. Brand Uhuru doesn't have a ceiling. It's a creative brand.
It's a creative brand.
So
it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is who we are.
Yeah, we came and we saw it's a beautiful restaurant. It's a beautiful establishment.
Thank you.
Good one, my brother.
Thank you, Bafetu. Thank you for the interview. Thank you for the platform.
Thank you.
And good luck, man.
Yeah, we wish.
Do best.
We wish we make it.
No, you're gonna make it happen. You don't wish.
We're gonna make it happen.
That's it, my G.
Yes, so, Bafetu, for me, your host and your favorite assigned presenter. It's adios.
It touched through his friend like the world was young and we knew we couldn't rush. But whenever I got lonely or needed some advice, he gave me his shoulder.